Good morning, good morning, assassins. Today is Tuesday, February 28th. Today is the last day, the last trading day of February 2023. Make sure you guys stay calm, level-headed, and use a stop loss, right? Looking at the overall economical calendar, we went over this yesterday. Basically some retail information, Chicago information, Fed speaker at 2:30. Nothing really crazy today, so make sure you guys check this out. Let's get into the chart. So starting off in the charts, we're going to start off with Netflix. Called out Netflix for a possible long position. You guys can see Netflix basically found some type of support around 314. We were looking for a long position for Netflix basically yesterday. So definitely want to watch to see how Netflix is going to continue moving forward. You can see that yesterday it was sitting around like 316 and it basically gapped up towards that 327, 330 yesterday. It's kind of trading flat. So we want to see if we're going to continue to push up. We want to watch to see if it breaks above 330, then we can start going to 338. If not, and it starts to pull back, watch for the break of 321, and then we could start going back down towards 314. MACD does look like it wants to cross back down on the 20-day, going over towards the 180-day. 180-day is still crossed up. So we got to wait for the bulls and the bears to figure things out, the upside or downside. So wait for a clean breakout on either or. Next one, we're going to talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA, actually, if you look at it, 108 to 238, nice uptrend. MACD on the 180-day is crossing down. It has been struggling. These are 4-hour candles struggling with this 238 zone. So I wouldn't be shocked if we actually pull back, especially if this 180-day starts to open up to the downside. RSI is overbought. Watch for the break and hold below 324, 333. 334 or 333, sorry. And then we could start going down towards 330, which was a previous support, previous breakout zone. Or if you want to go long, wait for a break and hold above that 238, then we could start going up towards like 245 and possibly higher. That's the 180-day. Compare and contrast with the 20-day. 20 days actually crossed down already in a bearish position. It's still above divergence, right? Divergence, I always tell you guys, divergence can act as support. Look how the lines are holding above these volume bars, right? AKA divergence as support, right? So if this opens into it, it's going to have like a pull effect and we could have a nice drop on NVIDIA. So I'm going to set my alerts on that one. NVIDIA has basically pushed up quite a bit, right? It came from like 205, 204 to 238. That's a huge, massive jump, especially because of earnings, but it has to basically pull back in order to find new highs, all right? So that's it for NVIDIA. Next one we're going to talk about is Tesla, the one and only, right? So I think Tesla does have news today. Tesla basically, they said they're coming out with a $25,000 car, maybe in 2 to 3 years. Whole bunch of information. Elon's one of the world's richest men again. So let's see what happens. Overall, Tesla, MACD is crossed down on the 1 year, right? MACD is crossed down, our side overbought, but you know Tesla does its own thing, right? We're still above that 1 year EMA at 200. We just broke back above it. I believe it was yesterday. So you can see we're holding above it. This is a major pivot point. If we're below it, we're bearish. If we're above it, we're bullish. Right now, we're above it. So we're looking bullish-ish because that 1 year is still crossed down. Looking over at the 180-day, 180-day actually had crossed over. I believe yesterday we went from 198, pushed up towards 212. And then 212 is actually the new resistance level, right? As soon as we break around like 212, 213, we can start basically gapping up towards 217. So watch out for those levels. Let me just remove some lines over here. Watch out for those levels. The EMA is sitting around like 207. If we break below 207, we could start basically getting down lower and touching that 1 year EMA at 201. So you could go from like 207 or 206 to be safe to 200 down here. So that is a nice short position overall. We are crossed up bullish in an overbought position. This level actually, if I extend this line, has been a previous resistance level before, right? At the beginning of the month, right? February 9th, we rejected this level, kind of tried to break above it. This could be kind of considered as a false breakout, came back down, and now we're retesting that level. What do you guys think is going to happen? Especially with the SMA sitting right here, right? The SMA is sitting at 221. If we go back to the 1 year, that is the 1 year SMA, which is actually lower now. So SMA is sitting a lot lower. It's like 219. So let's go back to that 180 day. The SMA is like right on top of it over here. So we're struggling to get above that 1 year SMA. And like I said, that 1 year MACD is crossed down. So let's see what overall happens with Tesla. Going back down towards the 20 day, you can see things a little bit clearer that if we were to break that 207, 202 is a possible support. That is the 20-day SMA. You can see we bounced off it once, twice, access support when the stock is above it, access support when the stock is above it, access resistance when the stock is below it. So right now we're above it. So we could basically drop from 207 down to 202 over here. Make sure you guys watch out for that. I like to color code everything this way. If I'm on a smaller chart, you're not going to see the 20-day SMA. You're going to see that whatever chart you're on. So this way you color code it and you know, hey, where are these possible levels? So watch out for that. I'm going to color code the 20-day EMA as well too. So now I know where the 20-day EMA is, and I know where the 180-day EMA is. RXI is extremely overbought over here, signaling a possible pullback. So watch out for a possible pullback, especially since we're close to previous resistance levels over here. See a major conjunction area, meaning, hey, there's a lot of candles going sideways over here, right? Sideways action after a push up typically means the stock found resistance. So these are major resistance levels over here. So you can see we're starting to basically signal signs of a possible slowdown over here. So let's see what happens. Anything could happen with Tesla. Set your alerts to either side. And this is going to be probably one of my main watches today. Next, and the last one we're going to talk about SPY. Let's jump over towards the 1 year. SPY 1 year looks correct over here. You always want to start off on your 1 year, check for your major support resistance levels. These things change overnight, so you may want to readjust them, right? My 1 year SMA had moved, right? These things are moving all the time throughout the day with what the market is doing. So you always want to make sure you guys check that. So now that we know that our 1 year is aligned, we're checking our 180 day now, 180 day 4 hour. Each one of these candles is 4 hours. You can see that SPY has dropped and it's going sideways. That means SPY is finding some type of support in this zone. You guys know how SPY gets down. SPY likes to go sideways, right? It went sideways up here. Now we dropped and we're going sideways over here. SPY is trapped between two major support and resistance zones. A lot of traders out there are thinking that SPY may actually go sideways the whole week, but that does not mean there's not opportunity. As you guys seen from yesterday, there was major opportunity to downside and upside. If we go to the 15-minute chart, you guys can see how yesterday's action was. So this is the 27th. We basically shot up and then it came back down. So nice action, especially if you're a scalper. If you're a long-term trader, maybe not so much. But overall, some good action on the SPY. So what are we seeing today? MACD's crossed up. RSI has the opportunity for both. MACD's below divergence, which is quote unquote the bearish side. So definitely want to be cautious with long positions, because if this does decide to keel over and cross down, you could get a major drop. So watch out for that. Where's the EMA? EMA right here is basically centered, right? So it's basically right here. We're at the EMA is at 398. We're at 397. So we're basically flat right now. You can see candles are going flat. We need a major break above at least 400 before we can start going to 402. That's like a $2 gap up towards the 1 year EMA. So watch out for that. That could be a very tricky long position, maybe a scalp. And to the downside, let's go to the 1 minute. To the downside, we made a low yesterday of 396. So that could be a possible retest zone for today, right? Especially since we're in a sideways. You can see the sideways action very clearly on this 1 minute over here, right? You can see that we basically went down to 396, shot up towards that 400 zone, and now we're coming back. So she's going to do this until she breaks out from either zone. So could be today, could be next week. You never know, but make sure you guys are prepared for it overall. I just want to see what's the 5-day low. 5-day low is 393. You guys think that SPY is going to go down to 393? Gotta wait and see for that one. So let's jump over towards the 20-day. 20-day is actually crossing down, right? It looks like it's crossing or trying to cross down. So let's see what happens. Like I said, the 180-day is in a bearish zone, even though it's crossed up. So if this crosses down, could possibly look for some short positions back into that 395 zone over here, or watch for that 400 to 402. All right, so watch out for that. I would probably go short around 397, and then you could get out around like 395. Let's see if she waits for us. You guys know how she gets. So definitely that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Share this video with a friend. Later.